Hello, GingerHillGang. I got your questions right here, so I'll be looking at them. But my name is Emil Carson. Born and raised in California. I've been living in New Mexico the last 4 years, and kind of just went through life doing what I was supposed to do. Went to college, kind of followed in my father's footsteps. Got a degree in electrical engineering. Worked in that industry for almost a decade in Santa Cruz near Silicon Valley, and didn't like it, didn't like any of that whole thing, but I just didn't know what I wanted to do or anything like that, and was just doing what was kind of expected of me. And then maybe when I was like 31 or 32, I'm 37 now, I just turned 37 in August. I was just like, I had been kind of going towards holistic health and farming and all that. And I kind of just jumped ship and moved out here and went to massage school, worked in a bunch of kitchens, and just been kind of finding my way ever since. So that's basically like my story. Music has always been a big part of my life. Hip hop, rapping, making beats, freestyling. Just it's such. I grew up very shy kid. And when I found music, when I got to college, I kind of broke through some of my shyness with partying, but that wasn't really sustainable. And when I found kind of vocal expression and ability to like get your thoughts out and record a song with your emotions, I found it so healing. I was like, I don't need to drink or do anything stupid anymore. So that's something I always carry with me. Really into it's just the earth, like we're all into, like bringing it back to the naturalness and in a way, from how lost we are. I love just natural spring water. It gets me so excited. The ocean, the water, nature, healing arts, people, that kind of thing. So that is it for the Tell Me About Yourself. So what am I looking for in a job? First of all, thank you so much for this entire interview process, because it's been so cool to learn more about myself. It's been what a gift you guys are giving everybody. So what am I looking for? So I'm a manifester according to human design. So quick, get stuff started, but don't really like, kind of get bogged down at the like seeing things through, like the 9 to 5 kind of grind. Much better at like just getting data, dressing it up beautifully, understanding like what's being communicated, and then passing that to the right person, and then going on to the next. So I'm looking for something kind of where I do wear a lot of hats, where I get to interact with a lot of different people and facilities and kind of things, so where I can get to know them and kind of become their best friend, and then know how to delegate, which I'm not sure exactly what the property manager role is, but I'm assuming I'm going to do some of that rather than just being the guy that does everything. I am handy. I can do woodworking and electrical stuff, and don't have too much plumbing experience, but I can do stuff, but I work better with people, and I love working with people. So I'm looking for a job where I can work with a lot of different people, and yeah, like you guys are doing, like promote like re-earthing kind of lifestyles, and be somewhere close to nature, and eat good food, and get to host and welcome and facilitate. So I'm looking for something I can kind of learn the landscape, and then learn the whole thing, and then just really be like that middleman of just going everywhere. So what interests me most is kind of, I think what I've already kind of talked about, just what you guys are doing. It's just so beautiful. Being in Hawaii, that sounds cool next to coffee plantations. I mean, working with people. Yeah. So we've already gone over that. When can I begin working? I know you're looking for somebody at the end of September. I can't do that. I can come November, maybe mid to late. That'll give me enough time to kind of part ways with my stuff and find someone new to rent my spot here. So I understand if this is like, oh no, just stop it right now. He's out. That's totally cool. But I hope you would save my personality or my file for future if anything doesn't work out right. Work environment like at my previous job. So right now I'm working at a spa, so it's very just kind of bougie, fancy, come in, like make people feel luxurious. I've been there almost 2.5 years. And so it's very tranquil and peaceful. Before that, I was in a kitchen, which is the exact opposite. It's people screaming at you for not consolidating right or whatever. And before that, my longest tenured thing was at this solar company. And that was really nice. That was in Santa Cruz, California. We were on the west side, a few blocks from the beach. Everybody surfed, everybody mountain biked. So we had a lot of flexibility. We could come in, work when we needed to. If we needed to go take a break, get some nature time in, come back, work late. Everybody was very cool. It was very bro-y. There was a keg in the office. It was just kind of, it was one of those things. And I don't drink now. I mean, maybe once in a blue moon I'll have a glass of wine. But back in those days, I did drink more. And I wanted to get away from it. So that was part of the other reason too. But yeah, usually... So yeah, I've had all types of different work environments. So what do I dislike about my previous jobs? Well, the last couple jobs, since I've gotten just really became a holistic health nut. The little things like at the spa, I don't like certain oils where they use petrochemical preservatives in them, polysorbates in the massage oils. I don't like anything where you heat up the plastic massage oil in a plastic bottle before you put on someone, or little things like that. I work right under a 5G cell phone tower, like literally right under it. Something about that I don't like. Just anything that kind of has, so even when I was cooking, anything where just using an abundance of canola oil or cooking things in plastic or too much aluminum, anything like that. I don't like that. I'm an idealist in that way. So, I know there's give and take, but that's what I don't like. What are my strengths or superpowers? Man, I got so many. No, I'm kidding. Freestyle rapping. No, I think just really understanding somebody, where they're coming from, feeling their emotions to where managing people, when someone's, we're having interactions, I can tell someone's holding back emotionally, something's not right there, and I can ask them about it, and I can better understand them afterwards and better know how to delegate them. So I think just becoming someone's best friend and working with people. I mean, if I don't respect them and don't like them, then it's a lot harder. But anybody that is, a good person, it's an honor, to be interacting with them. Presentations, any kind of presentations, any kind of developing processes, really good at that. What are my weaknesses? Definitely one of those, I don't know if it was a human design or ENFJ or at Myers-Briggs, but one of them was right on, where it's not withholding, but I mean, this mainly comes up in relationships, with lovers, but it's not wanting to rock the boat and just like letting things go and be like, yeah. Like just being overly accommodating, people pleasing. And then, it just blows up. It's like, okay, then all of a sudden something little, and it's like, oh, I was repressing this, I guess. So, yeah, I've had a lot of relationships in my life, and they have been my biggest teachers. I think that's the final frontier. That's the true spiritual path. I freaking commend you guys for being in a relationship. That's incredible, and working together. My hat goes off to you. So yeah, I would say my weakness is kind of like maybe not wanting to. And usually, like in work situations, it probably happens too somewhat. But what are my goals, and where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Kind of like same as I'm doing right now. So deepening my practice in the healing arts, massage, energy work, corrective exercise, maybe doing some lecturing and teaching on that, just continuing to study it. I love it. I eat that material up and practice it. It's such a joy when you can study and then practice what you're studying. And then, keep expressing myself and sharing myself through music. That lights my soul up. And 5 years from now, I doing those things. I want to be somewhere like what you guys have, like somewhere natural, close to the ocean, and just bringing us all back to earth. I know I keep saying that, but just like building cob cabins or, painting with natural plasters and other materials, and just bringing it back online. Am I more of a leader or a team player? I'm both, because all right, when I first get into a job, I'm always I'm like a sponge, observative. I don't know how to say that. I'm just taking everything in. I'm very quiet. I think people maybe sometimes perceive me as weak when I first, but I'm learning the culture. I'm gonna do whatever I can to kind of earn my keep. And then, naturally, once I figure that out, which, can take a while sometimes. I think at the spa, I got out of massage school, I got hired at this fancy spa, and I was just kind of like, oh my God, how am I even here? There's 50 other therapists, and these guys are lights out. And so I was just kind of watching everybody work. We do couples massages a lot, just learning. And now I feel like a leader there. I'm talking to management, I'm telling them stuff that other people aren't saying. I'm, saying things that need to happen there. And I've done, when I was at the solar company, I did the same thing. I kind of worked everything there from, came in as an engineer, but then also I did some sales on the side, did some site tech stuff, inspections, ran permits, just did every kind of thing to where I got to know the installers, got to know the project managers, the people in the house, and then I was the manager, and all of a sudden I'm sending crews out. One guy had to go out and fly the drone. One guy had to go open up all the electrical panels, get on the roof, take shade readings. Like somebody else to go run permits. I'm managing the people designing the permits, and I'm designing the new system for how we create our permit plans quick and efficiently. So, a leader in that sense, And and weakness. Sometimes another weakness of mine, is like not communicating. Me being a little harsh sometimes with people. I'm just being straight up, like, hey, this is not working, but I think it come off to harsh to some people, and so that's always something I got to keep in mind. Organizational skills, neat freak or slob? On a 1 to 10 scale. So what? 10 being a slob? No, 10 being a neat freak, 1 being a slob. 10 being a neat freak, 1 being a slob. I'm probably like a 7. I'm a minimalist. so I'm kind of like neat in that way. But if I'm doing a project or if I'm making a song, I'm kind of like, or sometimes if I'm cooking, like a lot of times in the chefs would get mad at me for doing like starting 3 things at once, and one thing then the next and the next clean, so I had to really, as I've aged, I really have gotten better at my process like that. But yeah, well, I can get into that Einstein mode when I'm creating, where it kind of gets messy, but then I clean it after I finish that project. But for the most part, everything is put away all the time. Clothes, just kitchen stuff, any kind of tools or equipment I have. And I don't have that much, so it's not that hard. Wear several hats, yes, please. I feel great about that. I like mixing it up. How is my mental health? I would say it's pretty good. I deal with stuff like all humans do, that humans struggle. And if I work too much, I get burnt out. So right now in my life, I have a really nice kind of blend. I live about, I don't know if you can see it, but I have this gorgeous view. I'm a little away from everything. So I commute into town 4 days a week. It's about 40 minutes. And I'm just there all day, like working. And then I get 3 days out here where I just don't even leave, and I get to just get back to myself. It's usually I only get 2 days, something comes up. But yeah, and I'm right by national forest land. So as long as I get that balance, like, my mental health is great. And I think the music making too, that's something I do a lot. Not even to like make anything, just to like really, almost like a shaman would do it with like, all right, here's what's coming through today, and this is gonna be my anthem for today, just really quickly. And that kind of helps just release any pent up emotion. Yeah, my diet's clean. So, I mean, yeah, I think as long as my relationships with my family and everything is good, I think my mental health is quite good. What gets on my nerves? Let me think about it. I think what gets on my nerves is when I'm with somebody that like can't be totally like alone, So like I can never be totally alone. Like if I'm with somebody like that for too long, like I'm like, oh my God, I need to go to get my own space real quick. Like this is too much. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I guess people that don't take responsibility for their lives, people that are like, oh, like that's how it goes, like, nah, you're the creator, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that comes up a lot in massage, you're massaging people, and they're just like, they're stuck. You could feel they're stuck. And they're telling you they're stuck, and they know there's no way. They just say like, yeah, this is how it is. I have to do this thing that I hate. And I'm like, yo, I used to have jobs that I hated too. Like, yeah, I took a pay cut, but like, it's like, this is my life. I love it. And so yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope to meet you in visual form or face to face in the flesh someday. Thank you very much.